Good evening, and welcome to Interfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide, part 2 of honoring Gay Pride Month of June. We had an interesting experience this afternoon. Southern California Edison created a power outage, and so I was kind of winding up my presentation on honoring Gay Pride Month of June and just acknowledging in my 46 years of the ministry what an amazing journey it has been with my gay community. And to recap from part 1, I am dedicating this Gay Pride Month of June to the late Reverend Danny Gall, who was my assistant minister in San Diego, where I served the New Thought movement for 30 years. He was my assistant minister. And when the AIDS epidemic hit, it hit the Reverend Danny Gall as well, who was not only my assistant minister, he was my very best friend. He was the man that stood in when I was in between relationships. He was the one that evaluated anyone that I was going out with. You know, he said he had the eye and that I had to be protected from myself. I was too trusting. Such an amazing man. And so I am dedicating this Gay Pride Month honoring all of you, and specifically the Reverend Danny Gall from San Diego, originally born in New York. And as I recap the acknowledgement that we're all created in the image and likeness of God, that our interfaith spiritual movement really moves beyond color, race, creed, sexual orientation, and political affiliation. I added that because I know that that oneness, that universal message of oneness, lives and moves and has its being at the center of our one life, regardless of sexual orientation. So as I honor our beautiful gay community, I honor all those that have served me in San Diego, the Heartlight songsters. We didn't really relate to the word choir. And beautiful Joel, who was the leader, the alliance that came in with Jerry and Keith and Lee. And it was an amazing ministry of 3,000 people showing up every single week. And then when Terry Cole Whitaker called and asked if I would come to Palm Springs, I came out, and I love the energy. I love the energy as I awoke at dawn, and I could feel that energy of the mountains and the Coachella Valley. Remember, Coachella means hand of God. Now, it also means originally a conch shell where you can put it to your ear and you can hear the energy of the ocean. And when I look out my window up here at Desert Edge, I see the plains, I see the mountains, which I affectionately refer to as my Himalayas. And as I look out on the sand, I mean, you can feel the energy of the ocean. And when I used to look out my window, and when I lived in Coronado for several years and raised my daughter there, it was that same kind of sand with the same kind of little bushes. And then, of course, I visualize the ocean as well. I mean, our temperatures are up into the 3 digits now. So we rise above that, don't we? Just as we rise above anyone that judges us, that criticizes, that looks outside themselves, points the finger at us. And what I know is that energetically, and to recap what I stated in part 1, is that if we think in terms of energy, and Tesla said, if you want to know the secrets of life, think in terms of energy, vibration, and frequency, that not everyone is going to vibrate at the same frequency. And those that look outside themselves and judge regarding sexual orientation, regarding gender. And believe me, in the 46 years of the ministry, I have experienced that. And I know what that feels like. So as we gather together in this unity, and we acknowledge that we have the power within us to draw the larger circle. And when things in my life have occurred that I feel discouraged and disappointed and feel like I've gotten the divine boot, that the rug has been pulled out from under me, I always land on higher ground. So I want to just, at the very deepest heart level, just acknowledge all of you that not only in my San Diego ministry, when I came to Palm Springs, I was welcomed by our gay community, unpacking me, taking me to where I needed to go energetically. I want to acknowledge Pamela Genevrino, who sold me my house and then gave me back the commission so that I could start out here in Palm Springs with that commission. Talk about sacred service and an amazing heart. I want to acknowledge Councilwoman and Mayor Pro Tem, the Honorable Jenny Vogt, who was our bookkeeper at Innerfaith Spiritual Center when I arrived. And she just has unfolded, making such a difference in many, many ways, including babies in Los Angeles that were born with AIDS, that she dedicated herself to serving those mothers and those babies. I want to acknowledge you, Jenny. I love you, and my heart is just so full as I look at the almost 20 years that I have served here in Palm Springs. I want to really honor all of you that were on my board when I first came. I want to honor all of you that stepped in to give your sacred service. We met at the Camelot Theater for 15 years. We had a storage bin. Our volunteers had to go to storage, set up, take down, go back to storage. And then the Camelot Theater said that we could actually rent a portable storage in which Mario Hernandez, who owns Fashion Fix and Mario's of Palm Springs, dress designs at the Westfield Mall and also in Palm Springs. He took care of that so that our volunteers would just have to just show up at the Camelot, not go to a separate storage. And Julian Paul Hernandez, who was our videographer and has been for several years, he did that for many, many years when we were at the Camelot Theater. He's our videographer. He's stepped in to be our moderator for Wednesday Night Live, Spirit, Mind, and Body Connection, and also our Sunday presentation. I want to really acknowledge you. And when he was asked if he was gay, his uncle is Mario and part of our gay community. And he said, "No, I'm just not that evolved." I thought that was the most magnificent response I had ever heard. Talk about the humility and the energy of this beautiful soul. And so tonight, I want to also honor all of you that just stepped up to do whatever it takes to keep us in business throughout the almost 20 years. And we are about our Father, Mother, God's business. I know that divine masculine stands at my right side and divine feminine stands at my left side. I know that the energy that we put out and give birth to in our everyday world, remember, our daily life is our temple and our religion. And that we are created in the image and likeness of good. And we are told that it is not only good, it is very good. Very good. And so as we align with being created in the image and likeness of God, and in the Judeo-Christian, I know that some of those scriptures are used against our gay community. And what I want to say is the Bible is filled with contradictions, one after another. And I've done a very deep study of the Bible, and I bless the energy of the Psalms and the Proverbs. And when Moses came to give the law, Jesus came to give love. And when I participated in the gay pride parades and the religious right is calling me all kinds of names, including Jezebel, I just said, thank you. Jesus loves you. His message, love one another as I have loved you. His message, love thy neighbor as thyself, which presupposes that we love ourselves, regardless of color, race, creed, sexual orientation, or political affiliation. We are one. This oneness lives and moves and has its being at the center of our divine life. And I often think of my colleagues that are, serving in the Midwest. and some of my colleagues that don't have a colorful energy as I do here in Palm Springs, which I absolutely love. Of course, I'm a Leo, and I love being in public life, and I love serving at that level. But there is a time to go within to the secret place of the Most High, which is within each and every one of us. That place that has never been touched by grief, that place that has never been judged, that place that has never been criticized, that place which has never given offense nor taken offense, because it's just as detrimental to take offense as give offense. And whenever I have been judged or name called or any of those things, we cannot take it personally. It's not about us. He drew a circle that shut me out. Heretic, rebel, a thing to flout. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. And to acknowledge that with all the awards that I've been given throughout the years, and I've been given many, I've been acknowledged with a Lifetime Achievement Award from the White House. I've been acknowledged also with a Volunteer of Excellence from the White House. I've been given the International Athena Award in Palm Springs. I can go on and on of congressional and things from the Senate and the Assembly. Those are wonderful. To have our work acknowledged is wonderful. Not why we do it, but it's nice to be acknowledged, isn't it? The thing that I value the most is when I was given the Palm Springs Human Rights Award. And I was nominated by our gay community. And when I was at the awards, and I shared that my heart was overflowing with gratitude, because my life's work has been about equality for all. Gay rights, human rights, women's rights, children's rights, trans rights, all rights. That equality, that energy of equality that we tap into. And I know, I want to say this, we have a lot of work to do on the planet because prejudice and bigotry still rears its ugly head. But I'm not going to give it energy. And my theme for our Sunday presentations for the month of June is The Wizard Within. And remember that when Dorothy was on her way to Oz, she went through so many experiences. And there were moments of betrayal and there were moments of fear. And so what I want to say about fear is that it's only the life and the energy that we give into it. It is neither person, place, nor thing. It's only the life and the energy that we give to it. Love and fear cannot occupy the same space. So I choose love. I choose peace. I was raised in domestic violence. My sister took her own life, and I chose peace. And as the Course in Miracles states, I can choose peace instead of this. I can choose peace instead of sadness. I can choose peace instead of discouragement. I can choose peace instead of whatever is going on, whatever upset. I can choose peace. We are all at choice. So as I honor you, my beautiful gay community, and all of you that have served so faithfully. And in part one, I acknowledged the Reverend Linda Orick, who was my assistant for years, just stepped in and just with her sacred service and honoring her ordination vows, did whatever it would take to bring about that energy of love and light, and that was who she was. And Reverend Mike Berger, I mentioned, that went and to the storage and to bring it to the Camelot Theater. For years, he did that. I want to honor all of you that have served so faithfully. I want to honor Michael McGee that steps in and takes care of little Miss Minnie when I have to go away, and she just absolutely adores him. I want to honor all of you that are donating to Innerfaith. I want to honor our gay community that's kept our doors open, and that is the truth. Without our gay community, our doors would not be open. We would not be able to pay our beautiful Reverend Prince Fleet Easton, who is our music minister. and does an absolutely amazing job as our master of ceremonies. And he comes into my home and sets up, and we do our online service and have now for over a year, and we are still operating. We are still open. Our doors are open because of our generous gay community. That's just the absolute truth. And so as I honor you, my heart overflows with gratitude. And I think of this 46 years and all of the memorial services I did for those that passed of AIDS, including my complete Love Light songsters. I mean, it was amazing what happened in the 80s. And for those of us that bore witness to it, those of us that sat at the bedsides, those of us that held the hands of those that took their very last breath. And as I said in part one, I believe that the AIDS virus took hold so that humanity would learn unconditional love. And when Mother Teresa went into New York to set up a hospice, and there were all these protesters, and they didn't want the AIDS hospice there, and it was just an outrageous, outrageous protest. And a journalist from Time magazine said, "Mother, what do you think of all of this?" And she said, "They are each my Christ in distressing disguise. Blessed are they who have eyes that see, that have ears that hear that clarion call of love, our ground of being." So thank you, thank you, thank you, each and every one of you that have been a part of our ministry, those of you that have come through for a reason, a season, or a lifetime, that we are walking hand in hand together. We are not alone. The love of God surrounds us. The light of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us, and the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is. And when I had that placard, and we were in Washington, D.C., and we were part of the Peace Quilt, there was such love and such energy. And that is the energy that is going to transform the world. I'm an idealist. If someone asks me, is the glass half empty or half full? I say the glass is always full. If it's, got half water, it's got half air. The glass is always full. I'm one of those incurable idealists. I believe peace is possible. I believe a day will come when there will be no prejudice. Remember that Martin Luther King Jr. said that hate will not drive out hate. Only love can do that. And darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. So let's be the change we want to see in the world. Let's honor each other. Let's acknowledge that we're drawn together through our similarities. We grow through our differences. And as we grow and unfold in miraculous ways, everyone and anyone who comes within our energy field will be healed and uplifted in our presence. So thank you, all of our gay community. Thank you, the greater Coachella Valley community. All of you that are serving in our local government, in our national government, in our international government, that you are making a difference to your consciousness of equality, of social justice, and the recognition that we are all one. This is the truth for us and with us. So I say to you, with Miss Minnie here, namaste. The divinity within me salutes the divinity within you, and the divinity within you salutes the divinity within me. And if I'm in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, there is only one of us. Namaste. And I say shalom, the peace that passes all understanding. And God bless us, every single one. Because we are in a high place, right? Every Sunday I say it. We are going higher yet. We are in a high place. And I'm quoting directly from Jesus, who became the Christ. I am in a high place, and I will not come down. And remember the words of Viktor Frankl when he was in the concentration camp at Auschwitz. And he said they could take every physical thing away from them, but they could not take their freedom of choice of how they would deal with their situation. He drew a circle that shut me out. But love and I had the wit to win. We drew a circle that took him in. And that made all the difference. Know that I love you. I am so grateful. My heart is overflowing with gratitude and with the energy of love as I honor the Reverend Danny Gall, my assistant minister, my best friend, who is peering through the ethers and smiling. I can feel that. And I had a vision of him. I had a visitation. And it was kind of in that twilight zone between sleep and waking. And I said, Danny, oh my Danny, you're here. And he said, yes. And I finally got my wings. And that was who he was. I finally got my wings. So each and every one of us, one day, will receive our wings. But while we're here on the earth plane, we're here to live, to love, and to express who we are, regardless of color, race, creed, sexual orientation. We are created in the image and likeness of God, and it is good and very good. And remember, not even Southern California Edison, who cut me out in part one by the power outage. Here we are. We're back. We're here to acknowledge and to embrace each other at the deepest level. So thank you, our beautiful gay community, for being who you are, for supporting me this 20 years, and for keeping our doors open. You have made such a tremendous, tremendous difference, and I love you. So I am signing off, and I will see you tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. at Innerfaith Spiritual Center Worldwide. And our theme is The Wizard Within. And my topic is we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. And you know what? We're all a friend of Dorothy's, aren't we? I love you.